Oh, alright. Hi, everyone. It's me, Sailor Moon. And it's me, Sailor Uranus here. And today we're going to talk about why we don't work with the YouTube shifter or the small soft film shifter. Because those are the two film shifting tools we have. Now it's the same grounds to why we don't work with the other film shifting tools back in the day too. So the same grounds with the same thought, the same sake, why or grounds would be on it. Once again, like all film shifting tools out there, either they're too hard to work with or they're too hard to understand. First off, none of them come with any handbook. They don't even come with any help thing that you can click on and then it can tell you what does what. There's really nothing. It's just, put your film in or films and just hope you know what you're doing. Which a lot of folks don't know what they're doing. So you have this film, you think you're going to do good with it, but you don't know how the tools work, and you either besmirch the film because you don't know what you're doing with it, or two, it doesn't do what you want it to do. So at the end of the day, it's usually always a hit and miss. But with us, it's actually more missing than hitting. You know? And I know there's folks out there who skilled every film shifting tool there is out there. Ones that skilled the small saw film shifting tool and all of its former names. And ones that skilled the Apple I film and all of its offshoot and its former names. Ones that skilled the ArcSoft one. Either it be ArcSoft Web Shooter Friend or ArcSoft Film for Layer. Ones that skilled the Sony Vegas one or the Mackie Cam one. Or the Last Cut one. Or the Cyberlink, whatever you want to call it. Might Overseer one. Which at the end of the day, doesn't really do much shit. So, if anyone's skilled, and don't forget about Filmmaker Skilled, forgot about that one out there. Well, they're all the same. At the end of the day, they either broken, don't do anything, or they besmirch your film. And what a lot of folks do is they probably make a film they don't give two shits about, fuck around with it or play around with it, and then go, that does that. Well, we choose not to shift out our films because one, it doesn't really look that good. The only thing these film shifting tools were actually seen to be truly good at, if they were good at anything, was making something brighter and darker. And even then it always had a hang up making things brighter and darker. When you wanted to put a end sheet, I guess, or a beginning or a middle sheet to your film, they weren't really anything that good or that outstanding, you know. And when you want to cut things out, forget about it. Only one time did the old small soft filmmaker ever do what it did right. We don't know, but somehow we got to cut one chunk of the film out and it worked. The next time we did it, it just fucked up the film. So he said, forget it. And it took too long to fillet anything you did get it to do. Well, you're right, Sailor Moon. And as far as the ArcSoft tools went, that came for HP Web Shooter back in the day, it was Webcam Friend, Web Shooter Friend, which that's more of a stunt right there. It wasn't a friend at all. It really wasn't that good. The only thing it really did was it was faster for laying your film, but that was it. Beyond making it brighter or dark, it really couldn't do anything. It couldn't cut nothing out. It was broke. Whatever. And then there was ArcSoft Film for Layer, which it was a more once again, all it could do is make things brighter, darker, put an end, beginning, middle, and sheet to your film, which it failed to do that it didn't do that truly well. And it took too long. Well, it actually took faster to fillet your film, but you had to watch the whole thing go on, which took a lot of time to watch it. And then there was Cyberlink or Interweb Link, whatever you want to call it. Might Overseer, which was broken. The one we got was broken, and all it did was film. So you could see how these tools are nothing more than worthless. And I know someone out there is going to say, oh, well, there's always Apple iFilm, yeah, which is probably as bad as all the other ones. Sony Vegas one, why the fuck they didn't call it that, I don't know, but that one's bad too. Mackie Cam, probably the same way, doesn't work well, or it's broken, too hard to work. And we all know the last cut's probably fucked up too, or hard to work. So at the end of the day, I don't care if it's SmallSoft, Apple, ArcSoft, Cyberlink, or whatever. I don't care. Mackie Cam, Sony Vegas, YouTube, I don't care which one it is. They're all either broken or too hard to work with. And I know there's going to be a lot of folks out there who scaled these tools, and good for them if they could scale it. Well, that's never going to be us. Well, you're right about that, Sarah Uranus. I mean, a lot of our haters back in the day, not now, but back in the day, used to always bitch about how we didn't shift our things out of our film. And our lovers out there and followers out there understand why we choose to make our films the way it is. The only kind of shifting we do in our film now is put an end sheet. And that's it. And that's the only thing the YouTube one is actually good at. But that's not saying much. I know a lot of folks out there think they have to do that to their film. No, you choose to do that to your film. It's a choosing. There's no law or oversight that says you have to do this stuff. And if somebody wants to do all that, that's their own business and good for them. But we choose not to. And if that makes us unwatchable to some folks out there, well, then don't watch it then if it's going to be unwatchable to some of you folks out there. But at the end of the day, film shifting tools, all of them, the old ones, the new ones, they're just all too hard to work. And they're not as outstanding as everyone makes them out to be. They're not the ones that the film businesses and the Farseer show businesses and the wrestling businesses and whatever work with. Those aren't those ones. Those ones are worth way a lot more than the ones that I already talked about. And at the end of the day, even those aren't really that good either. And you don't have to do any of that shit, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I choose not to do it. Because I don't like what it makes I didn't like what it made my films look like back in the day. It took way too much time to make all those shifts when we could get those tools to actually work right. So we just like to make our film, get it out there, and be done with it. And we put as much work into our films as anyone else. We just don't got all day to be playing around with some, hard or broken film shifting tool. Well, anyway, that's all the time for us, Sailor Moon. But if you like this film, then go watch the film we made yesterday, where Sailor Moon and Sarah Pluto talk about, whatever they talk about. Or follow us here at Sailor Moon for Life. That's it. Hope you like this film. We'll see you tomorrow.